You can add pictures to your websites in a variety of ways. You could add them to the latest news on your homepage, or you could add images into the body of your posts. But one popular option, of course, is to create a gallery or a slider of images that can be added to, say, your homepage or other pages on the site. So let's take a look at how this is going to work. I've gone ahead and logged into a school website here, so I'm already in the back end looking at the dashboard. And what I want to do is, first I'll create a page or a post. I could do a new post if I wanted to add it there, because they function the same way, so it doesn't make any difference at all. Once this loads up, I have my editor here, and I'm going to use the Insert Shortcode option. So it's going to land in the body of my post here, but when I click Insert Shortcode, I get a whole pile of little options to choose from. So shortcodes, if we haven't played with them already, are just sort of a quick way to add things that would otherwise require some coding, some programming, but we don't need to do any of that because it's all written for you. So in this case, I'm going to look across the top here and say, you know what, I need a gallery. And it just grays out the options that don't fit that. As I look at these options, I've got an image carousel, a slider, another carousel, or a gallery. Now if I go to gallery, it's going to give me some choices here, like where do I want my images to come from? I'm going to choose the media library, and I'm going to add some images. So let's see what's been uploaded already. Okay. Now if I click one, I get that blue check, and I click another one, it's no longer selected. So just like selecting multiple files on my computer, I'm going to hold the control key so I can click, and let's see, click, and let's grab some more, click, click. Sure. There we go. Bunch of images. And in the bottom corner, I'm going to add selected images. So here I can see they've all popped up. Those are the ones I've chosen. And as I hover, I can always hit the little X to get rid of some of them if I wanted to. And as I scroll down, I've got some choices. So let's see. Maximum number of image source posts. This is for recent posts and things. Because one of the options here, when I choose my sources, could actually be recent posts. So if I'd been putting up a number of posts and I'd been adding my featured images to those posts, I could go ahead and make a little gallery of the images from those posts. It's not what I'm doing this time though. I'm going to come down, look at links, and say, you know what, link to the full-size image so people can see that if they want to, and open it in a new tab so they don't get taken away from, say, my home page or whatever else they were reading. Let's see, do I want to change anything else? Not really. I'm going to go ahead and hit live preview. Let it load up at the bottom. It's going to show me what that gallery would look like. Now a gallery is really just a collection of thumbnails, a collection of these images here, but I'd like something a little more dynamic. So I'm going to come back up to the top and come back to all shortcodes, hit that gallery option. Let's see, what else could I do? I could do a slider. That's going to load up the information for a slider, but it's actually got a little tip here saying, hey, there's a much better shortcode for the images. Have you already tried the image carousel? Well, no, so let's click that. See what they've got for us. Here's the image carousel. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing by clicking from my library. Control, click, 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 click. That'll work. Add selected images and down the corner. Scroll down, see if I need to change anything like the style of the slider. I'll leave it alone at the default for now. Controls can be dark. Yes, I want landscape. It all looks good. So, alright, yep, new tab, full size, everything's the same there. Medium transition speed, we like it. And I'll live preview that one. So there's my image, there's my controls. If I want to go to the next one, we can do that. Check them all out. If I click it, of course, it'll take me to the full-size image. So it looks good. And I'll click Insert Shortcode. And that's what it's actually going to look like while I'm editing. It's just this bit of tight little code here that is calling on that carousel and letting it know what to do. So you don't actually see the slider when you're here. And in fact, if I wanted to edit it, I would basically have two options. I could either come in here and type in the ID numbers if I knew them for images that I wanted to use, Or I'd probably just highlight and delete that text and insert a new shortcode if I wanted to actually change up my gallery. So I could have, of course, published that as a new post and it would show up on the home page. I don't want to mess with their home page right now, so I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and say move to trash. Get rid of that. It's going to work that way for posts and for pages. So if there was a page like a school council page or a track and field page or something and I wanted to add images specific to that event or that theme, then I could do that. So here's where it changes. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the home page for a moment, because of course the home page is structured a little differently, but the editing process is very, very similar. So when this loads up, I've got the main home page here, and I've got a little black bar across the top. Now, of course, the latest news posts, they're always there at the top. And then below that, in this case, we have announcements, agenda, schedule, and parent tips. So when I go ahead and edit this page, it's going to load up in the back end and give me that editing option again for this particular page. But, there we go. The other thing it does is it shows me this page layout option, where these different boxes represent those sections that I just mentioned. Well, I can click this other row here with this empty space, and I'm going to add another editor widget. But actually, what I'll do is I'll click Add Widget, and I can come along and look at these. And if I wanted more of the same, I could come to the very bottom and add another editor here, a visual editor. But the other thing I can go ahead and look for here, since the feature on my editor previously was called Shortcode's Ultimate, I'm going to scroll up slightly and find, there it is, Shortcode's Ultimate, and I'm going to use the shortcodes again. Now on my page, I've got the widget there, but there's nothing set up for it yet, so I'm going to go ahead and say Edit. I'm going to again click Insert Shortcode, and everything is the same from here. All the same steps. Sure, let's go to the carousel. I'm going to pick some more stuff. And in fact, I'll use the recent posts option just to show you what that would look like. I'm going to scroll down, everything looks good. Means I didn't actually have to pick anything. Instead, when I check out the preview, it's going to load up these images here, and they should all be coming, yep, right from the actual article. So those are the most recent articles right on the home page. I could insert that shortcode, and much like before, I'm just seeing a little bit of text there. I'm not actually seeing the images show up. But I would say done, and then if I wanted to, I would update that, and we would see that little gallery of images right on the home page below these other widgets that are already installed. Now, this time I'm not going to trash the home page, of course. I'm just simply going to delete that widget so that I can safely leave and not mess up their home page. But that's how you'd be able to go ahead and add these sliders and galleries to any page on your website using any images that you've uploaded into your media library.